Well, welcome to the 700 Club, and thanks for joining us. While we were all enjoying the weekend, a third set of classified documents was discovered at President Biden's home and former office. Republicans are now doubling down on their investigation and accusing the Justice Department of a double standard in its investigation.
Even Democrats like Adam Schiff are now admitting that Biden's mishandling of documents could be a threat to national security. Dale Hurd has the story.
Congressional Republicans want to know who visited Joe Biden's Delaware home after the White House acknowledged Saturday that a third set of classified material has been discovered. In a letter, the incoming head of the House Oversight Committee demanded the White House turn over all information related to its searches uncovering classified documents at the Biden home, as well as the visitor's log to the residence, stating President Biden's mishandling of classified materials raises the issue of whether he has jeopardized our national security.
My concern is that the special counsel was called for, but yet hours after that, we still had the president's personal attorneys who have no security clearance still rummaging around the president's residence looking for things. We want to know the visitor logs to the residence. We want to know who had access.
The House Judiciary Committee is also launching its own probe into how the Department of Justice has handled the case.
Congress has an independent constitutional obligation to oversee all aspects of the Justice Department, and that includes special counsels as well.
Even the outgoing chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Democrat Adam Schiff, says national security may have been jeopardized by Biden's mishandling of classified documents.
We have asked for an assessment in the intelligence community of the Mar-a-Lago documents. I think we ought to get that same assessment of the documents found in the home of President Biden.
Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow called the development embarrassing, but accused Republicans of trying to make political hay.
This is the kind of thing that the Republicans love. Let's talk about investigations. Let's create chaos.
Republicans accused the Justice Department of a double standard in the way Democrats have been treated compared to the raid on Donald Trump's residence last year.
Clinton mishandles classified information, they get Biden mishandles classified information, they get treated a certain way, and then of course President Trump gets his home raided 91 days before this midterm election.
Democrats claim the difference is the Biden team handled the discovery of the classified material properly, while saying Trump's lawyers stonewalled federal investigators for months. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Well, anything being labeled properly in this is an absolute mistake. President Biden should just own his mistake and quit trying to say it's a locked garage and all these other weird things. It just doesn't make any sense. We're going to have a lot of sound and fury over this story, and it's going to drag on for a long time. President Biden's not going to escape it unwounded. He's really going to be damaged and hurt in the final 2 years of his presidency because of this and because of his statements about President Trump, that how can you be so irresponsible? If you judge others, you will be judged. And so by that same standard, the entire nation is going to judge him for this. My prediction, no one is going to take classified documents home ever again. There's going to be entire teams of lawyers involved in making sure documents are delivered to archives, all of this. But at the end of the day, is anyone going to be charged? My prediction is no. In other news, no surprise here, Congress can agree on raising the debt limit, and that's just days before the government runs out of money to pay bills. Wendy Griffith has that story and more from the CBN Newsroom. Wendy?
That's right, Gordon. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warns the government will run out of money later this week. She says the department will begin taking, quote, extraordinary measures to make sure it meets its basic obligations. House Republicans want the Biden administration to agree to major spending cuts before they'll vote to raise the ceiling, but the White House is refusing to negotiate. If the limit is not raised, economists warn the U.S. government could default on its debts. House Republicans are reportedly preparing an emergency spending plan should Congress fall short. Turning now to archaeology, researchers at the Louvre Museum in Paris confirmed the text of an ancient stone refers to the Bible's King David. The Moabite stone that dates back to 840 BC was found in Jordan in 1868 near the Dead Sea. Scholars believed the text, written in an extinct Moabite language, described events in the Old Testament Book of Kings. It includes phrases like House of David and the Altar of David. Damage to the stone obscured parts of the text, making it hard to confirm. But by enhancing high-resolution digital photos of an impression of the stone, researchers have now verified that it does refer to the biblical King David. So they had to go through a lot of steps and a lot of time, but looks like we know. Gordon.
All right. Well, in the Bible, Moab is great significance. They're the descendants of Lot from his eldest daughter, but they're also the ancestors of Ruth, and in turn, Ruth is an ancestor of King David. So to see his house recognized by that kingdom, once again, archaeology is proving the truth of the Bible.